Alright, so I'm recording now. Let me see if I can put my thoughts into words here, not just in my head. So I sit here I'm pacing back and forth, trying to stay in the shade as I'm losing it. I got this camera mounted on my car, and I had this whole parking lot covered in shade in the morning, and now I'm losing that shade. All of this parking lot was covered in shade, and I was really enjoying it. And this car is in just a little bit of shade. It's going to need to come forward a little bit. I'm watching and waiting to see what develops for shade on the other side, and it's really slow coming. I can kind of see a little bit, but it's not even touching the parking lot. and so I just pace, and I've just gotten into this zone of pacing back and forth in the shade line, just watching and waiting the shade develop. And yeah, it's good exercise to be walking. It's a peaceful area, nobody showed up. I can walk carrying these sticks and kind of enjoying the weight and the balance of these. This is a pretty good exercise. Balancing 2 7+ footers. Every so often, they're not exactly the same weight, so I'll change up hands every so often. Then I gotta rebalance them in my hands for walking. It's got a neat feel to it. It's getting comfortable with my sticks. I can't walk like this in the city, that's for sure. But out here, this is nice. That's why I'm not in a hurry to get into town, because to be able to have this type of privacy is nice. It was cold in the morning, and now I'm starting to feel a little sweating issue. But there's a mosquito problem around here. This is some kind of deer habitat area, but it also seems to be a habitat for the mosquitoes as well. All the cars, pretty much, only like 2 vehicles all day. It's what, almost 2 or something? 2 vehicles kind of passed by my car, but most stay on the paved road. So you turn off onto a dirt road, which, I mean, the paved road is just right nearby. It's in sight. And I want to get back on that when I plan on going into Ironwood this evening when the sun goes down enough. I want that sun to be down, but I still have to move in this parking lot to stay in the shade. I haven't needed to put anything on the roof of my car for protection. Also, I'm changing up my eating schedule a little bit with my time frames, and I'm gonna narrow my eating time frames by 2 hours. Instead of eating at, it's a rock, instead of eating at 6 a.m., I'll eat at 7 a.m., or at least after 7 a.m. And I'll stop eating before 4 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. I'm gonna narrow my eating schedule a little bit because I'm really frustrated with how my heart is acting. It wants to skip a beat every so often, and I'm sure it's a couple of things. One is my digestion causing air pockets, the hernia, swelling, folding, and then just sitting in my car being bent over and folding and squishing my organs for long periods of time. That's causing me problems. And then also, yeah, the alignment of my spine too. I think it's popping out of place in some weird ways, and I think that's like affecting a nerve that is attached to my heart. I may have some kind of congestion, cholesterol issue, or something in my arteries. I may have some kind of a plaque buildup, but I think it should be manageable. It's more when my spine gets out of alignment, or I'm sitting down too long or something. I get out of alignment. I'm trying to seek balance. I'm not trying to look into statins or anti-cholesterol medication. I don't really want to look at it too much nutritionally, because I don't think I can get any better nutritionally anyway. I'm eating those potatoes, just no oils, just trying to eat the whole foods and try to get a variety of the whole foods. I'm pretty maxed out on that. And if I'm still having problems with my heart every so often, especially this morning when I had the issue where my heart just started feeling funny, and I didn't have any breakfast, so early in the morning, it was in the morning time, about an hour in, just like pacing around like this and get problems. I think that's a mechanical issue, like I'm out of the physical structure of my body's out of alignment or something. I want to fix that, try to get in alignment. Clearly the exercises I'm doing are not enough. Still too much out of alignment. And it's about balance. And some of my biggest problems seem to come in the afternoon now. They have in the past every so often too. I'm trying to address that problem. But yesterday I was on a big walk like this, similar to this. Then all of a sudden I had a lot of gas build up in my lower bowels and start pushing me into the boundaries of sepsis, of infection, the pain, and then the being unable to fart, and then the gas building up, and then something breaking, and then I get infection that causes awful pain in my lower bowels for a week, which takes a long time to subside. It's been a few years since I've had that problem, but it rears its ugly head. And I feel it's all the times it started, it's been a pain in my lower left side from gas buildup, being unable to fart. And then if I let it get too bad, it gets too stressful, something bursts, and then there's a leak and infection. I feel mildly sick, my lips go numb, and I get a lot of pain in my lower bowels. And all I could do is rest. All I could do is try to sleep through that. And that continues to threaten me. And I know when I feel that, I cannot stay seated for long. But yesterday, that threat started as I was walking. Just walking on the beach. it emerged. So it was a threat. It subsided. I was able to fart it through, but it still threatened me, and that's so frustrating. As I'm walking is not the solution for when gas gets stuck. It's like I sat down and I got on my knees and just kind of readjusted my positions, because I couldn't rely just on walking alone. There's some kind of a blockage that occurs when the gas builds up too much. It just seals a chamber and then continues to build. Well, what's causing the gas? You know, I got to look at that. Yeah, I mean, sometimes the gas problem, I can handle it, but I mean, why should I be handling it? And it seems to go back to, well, yesterday. It seems like it comes down to the dried onions and the raisins that I had with oatmeal. So there's foods that really cause a massive gas attack, and suddenly, just in a short period of time, a large amount of gas will build up and I'll have trouble dealing with it. Kind of takes me by surprise. And sometimes I kind of like the raisins. I like to eat raisins every so often. So I give in to raisins just as a filler, but it leads to gas, which can cause some major problems. So dealing with a multifaceted problem. It could be a physical, mechanical issue. It could be a dietary. It could be the environment, dealing with the hot weather. It could be dehydration. And just trying to seek balance every day. I'm a lot more concerned about balance these days than when I was younger. Let's see here.